on Jack Sauce Eric here, and it is officially day 8 of the 2024 Bitterpops Advent Calendar, which means it is first football Sunday of the Advent Calendar. Red Zone's on right now. Wait until the afternoon games to get my heart broken again, but my favorite team, I'll watch every week. It doesn't matter. Not the boycotting type, but it does hurt. It hurts a lot. It hurts to be a Chicago sports fan in general right now, and yeah, we're not going to go down that road. We're going to think happy thoughts and something cold and refreshing like a day 8 beer here. Let's get to it, man. Cardboard. We actually won that fight. Day 8, man. That was a good one. That was a good toss. What are we doing? Before I pull it, my theory, every 3 days, the 4th day or whatnot, will be something a little lighter, a lager. We're going to go lager style because everything else has been big, full body. Not necessarily full body, but big, full, impactful flavors, a lot of high ABVs. So I bet whatever this is right here, I haven't pulled it yet, you can see. Whatever I'm pulling, I bet you anything it's a lager style beer. It is. I can just tell. I don't even know which one yet because I can just tell by the brewery because they specialize in lagers, and it is a Vienna style lager. Bitterpops, I'm on to you. I'm on to you. If day 12 is the same, I feel victorious. Goldfinger, Vienna style lager. Goldfinger, man, cool brewery out in the. I love this can, man. I don't know if you can see, like with the lighting in here right now, but the subtle checkerboard type pattern. I guess you wouldn't really call it. It's more diamond pattern in the background. Very, very cool. And a Vienna style lager, they're a cool style beer as well. Goldfinger themselves, like I said, they do specialize in lagers, and they're out in, I believe, Downers Grove. It's a pretty large facility. That's a western burb of Chicago where I live. Cool brewery. I've been there before, and I remember reading that their family, the Goldfinger family, it's a family name. They can trace brewing history to like the 1800s or something like that. Oh, wow. That came out of nowhere. Sorry, that respiratory thing still sticks with you, man. If you got it this year, apologize about that. Started choking, and the beer was already out of the box. Can't start this thing over, so we got to just keep going. So, quick cut. We're back. Got some water. So I was saying, Goldfinger family. Off the rails. The Goldfinger family, you can trace their brewing history to like the 1800s. And now one of them, or a couple of them, I'm not entirely sure. I know the brewery. I heard that. I remember reading that either on their website or when we were going to go there or at the brewery. But they've started another brewery, and they're doing pretty well for themselves. They specialize in lagers. I love lagers. So this is definitely down my alley. Vienna style lagers. So these are kind of cool. Obviously they're from Austria, but they're very, very different from the Czech style lagers or the Pilsners that came from Pilsen and Joseph Grohl and whatnot. Vienna style lager is much more like a Marzen, if you will, like a German style Marzen, in the sense that they're a little darker in color, a little bit more malty, if you will, and it's still kind of got the crisp bitterness, but they tend to be more amber, like a light amber to a dark brown. They can range in a little bit more maltiness, a little bit more toastiness, but they'll still have a kind of crispy finish to it. Not as bright and refreshing as your traditional Czech style lager or Pilsner, but definitely still in that range. They tend to be anywhere from the 5 to 6%. Maybe a little lower sometimes. ABV, this is at 5.5%. So that also is traditionally a little bit different than a Marzen. Marzens, especially the ones that they use in Oktoberfest, or did use in Oktoberfest, it's a little different now. They use a lighter, crisper beer. Tended to be over 6.5, a little bit heartier. It differs in the style of Marzen as well as Marzens themselves. The German style Marzens use Munich malt, which gives a lot more biscuity and caramel kind of notes. A little fruit cake even. This style is they use 100% what they call Vienna style or Vienna malt. So Munich malt versus Vienna malt. Vienna malt is a little bit lighter. Tends to be you'll still get those golden. You're still getting that. It's a golden malt, but you're still getting, because of roasting it, you're still going to get that roasted flavor, but not as much of the biscuity quality, not as sweet. This tends to be a little bit drier than your traditional Marzen would be. Vienna style lagers also have an interesting tie to Mexico. because when these were all the rage, they're not that big in Austria anymore. As a matter of fact, you go to Vienna itself and you try to find a Vienna style lager, you're really not going to find it. You're actually going to find a Marzen, more than a true Marzen, more or less, because that's a really popular style. The Vienna style lager is not very popular, but in Mexico in the 1800s, when these were all the rage, a lot of Austrians were migrating to Mexico and living there, and of course they brought their brewing traditions with. So that Vienna style is prominent in Mexican beer, and it still is to this day to a certain extent. They've changed it up a little bit. They've added, it's not just 100% Vienna malts, but they've added Munich malts to it. They use corn in it, traditional Mexican brewing and whatnot. But if you take like a Negro Modelo is a very much so a great example of like a traditional Vienna style lager. So yeah, they tied back and forth. So really, even though it's called Vienna style lager and it's becoming a thing here in craft beer brewing, you're going to find it more out of Mexican style beers. Let's get into the beer. 100% Vienna malt. Would that make it a single malt beer for my whiskey friends? When booze and dad jokes go together, it's even worse than when it's just a dad joke. I get that, but yeah, I'm gonna stop. Man, ever since I started choking, this day's gone. This beer review's gone bad. Whew. Yeah, see, this is a very light amber color, but it's really pretty. You can see, though, it actually looks a lot like a fest beer, or what you would think of fest beer now, out of true Oktoberfest style. Man, that's a cool color. I like that amber color. Off the nose, there is some roasted qualities to it. The maltiness is there for sure, but it's not as prominent. Definitely, once again, like a true Marzen versus Vienna style, there's much more biscuity, kind of malty sweetness to it. The malt is there. There's roastedness, but it's more like roasted straw, if you will, or like toasted bread, toasted white bread. Floral components, lemon, a lot of straw, a lot of floral. There's something definitely green, kind of like budding flower. Zucchini flower would be a great way to describe that if your brain can wrap around it. I don't know why mine just did. It's weird. Crisp, malty front, much more full-bodied than your traditional real crisp Pilsner lager, like Czech lager. But man, is this good. Finishes bright, a little bitter, refreshing, nice bubbles, like fast-moving bubbles, so it's got a nice carbonation to it, which is real satisfying. Solid made beer, man. Goldfinger does lagers right. Great beer. Get yourself a Vienna lager. They're really cool, very refreshing. There's a little bit more going on than your traditional if you're not in the mood for like a traditional light Pilsner style. A little bit more going on. You're getting a little bit more of that sweet maltiness. But man, it's just a refreshing beer. All right, I bet tomorrow we have something nice and big in the box. Let's go see what's happening. Until then, cheers.